What's up, everybody? I'm sure you guys just saw that video where I was basically hip firing every dummy and killing them with one shot, as well as having pretty much perfect aim down sights with this shotgun. Yeah, this thing is ridiculous. I've been yelled at, cursed out, all kinds of stuff at the end of every game. People think that I'm cheating because I'm hip firing at that distance. This thing is ridiculous. So I have made a guide over the shotgun before, this BRYSON 800 before. However, this one's going to be a little bit different. The other one's based around basically movement, being quick, getting tons of kills. This one is almost treated as almost as if a sniper. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I put on there, and then we'll talk about the tuning in just a second. So first thing I got on there is this laser. This is just simply used to help with your hip fire accuracy and your recoil. Pretty much I chose that because it has no cons, whereas you're not going to see like a flashlight or a laser popping up if you're the enemy. That's why I went with this. Also, it's one of the few things you get very early on, so you don't have to like struggle through the game and try to unlock guns and stuff to get it. Next, we have our 29.5 rifle barrel. Again, one of the very first few things you get. Damage range is increased, along with a tighter pellet spread, meaning that the pellets are more likely to stay kind of together, so they're not going to spread out and go all kinds of crazy directions, and pretty much not guarantee, but make it much more likely that they will hit your target, as well as increase the bullet velocity on these pellets, with the cost of an aim down sight, of course. Then we have our muzzle, which is going to be, it's going to take a little bit of time to get to it, but it's the BRYSON Improvised Choke. Again, this is for tighter pellet spread and longer damage range. You are also, again, sacrificing your aim down sight speed, but we are going to be doing mostly hip fire things because of the way and you'll see it, because of the way we're going to have our, what would it be called? Our, I can't even think of the name of it right now. The reticle or whatever it is. The crosshairs. That's what it is. I'm sorry. So yeah, not super worried about the aim down sights. And besides, if you want to aim down sight with it, you totally can, but you don't have to. And then we have our underbarrel, which is our Cronin. Our basically, again, helps with hip fire accuracy, helps with hip recoil control, and you're aiming while walking steadiness. So if you are walking down sights, at least you'll actually be able to, maneuver and get kills pretty quickly with it, at the cost of some speed while walking. And the last thing we're going to talk about, we have added ammunition to this. You can go with whatever ammunition you want. Personally, I just haven't used the Expedite yet, so I don't even have any of this stuff. I'm assuming that this one will be just as good as this one when it comes as damage and range. As you can see here, though, the range and damage are slightly more improved when it comes to using your 12-gauge explosive rounds, but your 12-gauge slugs are a little bit more accurate. So basically, with your explosive gauge, you're getting more damage and range. Now, out of everything I just talked about, nothing here is tuned. Meaning, if your gun isn't maxed out or whatever, and you don't have everything to like level 22, whatever, you don't have to worry about that because I haven't tuned anything. However, I have tested it while tuning it and saw what it can do. It's pretty nasty. You can't actually tune a laser, but you can tune the rifle. If you wanted to tune the rifle, here's what I would recommend. It's kind of funny. I don't think I would recommend a damage range increase, and I'll show you why in just a second. With the damage range increase, not much really happens. You get a little bit of a bump, but the range is basically already maxed out, and you'll see why in a second. The aim down sight speed, though, that's what I think I would focus more on, because you already saw that a lot of the cons this gun has focuses mainly around its aim down sight speed. You still have pretty good mobility and stuff with it, but it kind of lacks when it comes to handling. So I think I would probably put it to a better aim down sight speed for that. And then as far as your recoil steadiness and your aim walking speed, again, maybe focus more on getting your mobility and your walking speed, because I'm not super worried when it comes to recoil on a shotgun. I know we're going to have some kick. That's going to just be one of those things where you're going to have to kind of get used to it. So I think I would stick more with the aim walking speed. So now some of the cons that you guys had to deal with thanks to some of the attachments are kind of being nulled out by the tuning of them, which I think is pretty cool. Next thing we're going to talk about is our grip again. Again, as far as tuning goes, this one I think would be better off if we actually went with our hip recoil control. That way, our, I'm forgetting the name of it again. Crosshairs. Our crosshairs are going to be a little bit more tighter, making it to where it's going to be very, very accurate. You don't have to worry about, well, maybe I have it in the crosshairs, but I'm not hitting my shot. What's going on? The tighter the crosshairs, the more likely you're going to hit your shot. That's what I'm saying. The bottom one, again, if you want to, you can absolutely go with your aim down sight speed increasing. That's always a plus if you know you're one of those people that's not only going to be using hip fire, but also shooting from a distance, aiming down sights. Highly recommend. However, you can also do your hip fire accuracy. That way it makes your reticle just a tiny bit tighter, okay? But again, these are just preference based at this point. The next thing we're going to talk about is our muzzle tuning. This one I would recommend out the gate, just so you know. I don't know why I actually have it set. I know it wasn't set this way. I just forgot to take it off. You can go with tighter pellet spread to basically make it to where, the pellets are closer together, meaning that they're more likely to hit their target. Or you can go with the sprint to fire speed. I really like having good sprint to fire speed on my guns because you're more likely to engage in gunfights quicker and win them faster if you can shoot first. Okay. Again, you have your damage range and your aim down sight speed. I really don't think damage range is super necessary. However, I know a lot of people really like to go for that. Again, I think I would stick with more of an aim down sight speed, but that's completely preference again. And the reason why I'm saying I wouldn't choose it is simply based off of, I'll show you here in a second when it comes to the rounds, but it's because when you look at this, you already have increased damage range due to your barreling. You already have decent accuracy due to your rifled barrel. So you can do more aim on walking speed if you want to just be more mobile, have better handling again, increase your aim down sight speed, all that good work. Now, this is the part that I was going to talk about. The explosive gauge stuff. Look at that. Why would I have any need to boost my range if I'm having that on my explosive rounds? That's just crazy. Now again, you can always increase your damage range to make it to where you're gonna probably be getting one shots no matter where you are. You can always do that. In fact, on this one, I would consider doing it, but because I don't really walk very often with a shotgun, unless I'm just kind of aiming down sights walking or something. But you can increase your damage range. I know people will do that. But as far as bullet velocity goes, next to nothing happens when you max it out. And that's because it's already dang near maxed out. So why don't we just focus on improving our other things? You can go with recoil stability. Again, it's recoil on a shotgun. You're going to have recoil. So it's one of those things you're probably just going to have to eat. But so really, now that you know the gun is already meant to have crazy good range, crazy good damage, why not focus on the handling and the mobility portion of it? That's where I think I would go with. Just try to get your accuracy as tight as you can get it, your handling and your mobility as high as you can get it, and I think you will see great results with this gun. But that about covers it for this gun. If you guys enjoyed, feel free to leave a like, subscribe for more, and thank you guys so much for watching.